Podcast time.
Yay!
So today in the podcast, we talk about some really important things like IKEA.
Well, you got a French press.
As a matter of fact, I did.
From IKEA, so we had to talk about it.
So we talk that, IKEA's upcoming meatball plans. It's weird to think that people have those, but they do.
And it's weird, but it makes so much news because people care about that.
If there is I should have led with this, but I'll just tell you right now, if there's a phrase that emerges from today's show that is probably my favorite, it's going to be plump party. You can find out.
Does that come earlier in this podcast?
It does.
I hope. Okay.
It does.
You'll know when you get to it.
Yeah. We also talk about parking lot behavior, take a bunch of text message questions, Stargate replicas, and a nice dog story.
For once.
Yes. Finally, a nice one.
Did we mention the plump party?
You'll see what I mean.
It's one of those things where you probably would have never known about it unless you listened to this show. And we're sorry because we all now know about it, which is sad. But yet also, I mean, it is kind of like amazing that we now know about it. It's good and bad.
And, feel free to have a party like that and not invite us. You'll see.
Well, don't you just at least want to be invited?
Nope.
We don't mind saying no.
No. You guys go ahead and I'll come to your other party, but not that one.
Well, again, once you hear about it, be like, oh, this is the party talk.
So you guys enjoy the podcast, and we'll talk at you later.
Have a great day.
Bye.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Here's the problem that I'm suffering from. My shirts are just getting weird on me. Now, I want you to imagine a T-shirt, okay? You're wearing a T-shirt, you raise your arms.
Yeah.
Now, put your right hand under your left arm.
You're talking about that seam right there?
Yeah. That, I think, is the source of all my problems.
What do you think?
Okay, look. Take a look at the shirt.
Yeah.
Like the seam where it sews down into the shirt on the bottom of the arm part.
Your armpit.
Into the armpit.
Yes.
That where the what do you call it? The threading is or whatever?
Yeah.
That has gone from being like 6 inches long to 1 inch long.
So you're losing your sleeves?
It's like shrinking up. The top, on the other hand, seems to be getting bigger. So it's like as the seam is pulling on the bottom, it is stretching out the top. So the necks of my shirts are like, you see girls, not a halter top, but like the sleeve where you can see their shoulder.
Tank top?
No. Like, here's the line, and it's like their shoulders are all out.
Oh, yes. Okay,
what do you call that?
I don't know the name.
Okay. That's
off
what my
shoulder?
An off the shoulder shirt.
Yeah.
That's what my T-shirts are turning into. The neck is stretching all the way out till eventually you guys are going to be seeing like my neck and my shoulders, and those will be all my shirts now.
I wonder what's going on with it.
Why is it happening?
Well,
and what am I supposed to do about it?
We only wear T-shirts, and most of them are from similar type companies, so it must be just a design with it. Are they getting shorter, like lengthwise?
I don't feel like this one is. In fact, this one, what's funny is I don't understand. I feel like someone else has been wearing it. It's like really oddly spacious in certain parts.
It lost its shape.
Yeah. What is going on? And then I noticed today I raised my arm and I was like, why does my whole shirt go up when I raise my arm? It's like, oh, it's this. This is shrunk. Like, what the heck?
That could be why it was on sale when you bought it, probably.
I mean, I can accept that. I hear what you're saying. And yet at the same time,
it's happening. You don't know what to do.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, thank you, Ben, for texting. Said Obi rocking the scoop neck. So that could be similar to what you've got.
That's what it feels like. Yeah. I don't buy those kinds of shirts, though.
But you have them.
Yeah, I do now. It's fun, It's kind of like when you get those things that you put in water and they expand. It's like that, but backwards.
But yours is just going in all different wrong ways.
Yeah, like the neck is expanding, the arms are shrinking. What?
What do you do?
Well, you know what? I hate the fact that I'm wearing it, but I didn't bring a backup.
You just noticed. All right. Well, if anybody has any tips, maybe we should go online and see, is there something we should be doing? Are you hanging them wrong? Not wrong. Is it just whatever the shirt needs? Does the shirt need something else?
You know what, Nikki? We're not here to make value statements.
We're not. But does it need something else being in your home?
Yeah.
For a storage thing?
It's hard caring for a shirt because it can't tell you what it needs.
Well, it is telling you.
Well,
not verbally.
With its mouth. I mean,
it's telling you with its neck.
I have this baby Skeletor on my shirt. Why can't it tell me what it needs?
See? I mean, is that too unreasonable?
The Riot with Obadiah.
Them honey buns and Cheetos done caught up with
The Riot with Nikki.
Yeah, she's a liar, because I don't know her. So whatever she says is a lie, so...
The Riot, RadioU.
Yesterday, I had a conversation with the CEO of Epic Games. He called me at home, and he just said, you know what, Obadiah, what I'm trying to do is get Nikki to play more Fortnite.
What can we do to make that happen?
What do you feel like it would take? Because apparently you're not even returning his phone calls anymore, which he was very distraught about that.
Well, there's a way you go about doing things, and I feel like the desperation that's coming from them is just too much to handle. I don't need calls like that.
Well, Nikki, I gave him 2 hints.
Yeah.
I said stop with the flowers and start with balloons.
I love balloons.
Mm-hmm. And then the second thing that I told him was, can we get some more John Wick in there?
Oh, are they doing a John Wick thing?
And though, again, we're dealing strictly with rumor here, but Variety seems to think, and I mean, I may have had a conversation, that John Wick is coming to Fortnite.
Okay. Now, there was talk a few weeks ago about the upcoming John Wick video game.
Right.
But that's its own thing.
It's its own thing.
And that is not anywhere, like, supposedly near done, and it's down the road.
Yeah, that is a maybe we'll have it done in time for the home video
that's a
release,
we'll see
maybe.
Sort of thing.
It's a we'll see.
It's a we'll see, but this would be a Fortnite, like, expansion or a thing with it.
Well, it's going to be 2 things. There are 2 skins. Again, this is all unofficial.
Sure.
This is from data miners. And maybe a phone call. Maybe. And it looks like there's regular John Wick skin and had the crap beat out of him John Wick skin.
That's 2 different Johns.
Those are 2 different Johns.
It is.
Nikki. And then there's apparently also a game mode.
Okay.
In which you'll be running around shooting people.
With
when
your
you
dog?
shoot somebody, I haven't heard anything about a dog, but you'll collect their gold coins. And the goal is it's either to have the most gold coins or you have to hit a certain number of gold coins.
Listen, why not? I don't think any of that sounds bad. Does it bring me into the game? I don't think so. But if you're already still playing Fortnite, that must be fun.
Before you pass judgment, what if there was that and there were balloons?
And there were balloons. So I haven't seen a game like that yet.
No. I mean, if a balloon would happen to show up here.
And not like in the, the It weird way, but just like in oh my gosh, it's a bunch of balloons.
Not one red balloon, but a balloon bouquet.
A bunch of balloons would be nice. And that would be, I appreciate that no matter what holiday it is.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and pass that on. Not going to say to who.
So if they're going to do that, it probably should be soon. I mean, the movie's out tonight or tomorrow. So
you know what though? Like with the Avengers stuff, they had
when
what's
did
his
that
name?
start?
Thanos was in. It seemed to me like that picked up like right after the movie released. I could be wrong about that because they did a couple of different promotions for that, but
I would just think it'd be soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen soon. But like I said, it hasn't been officially announced, but it looks. I mean, they've got art for it for crying out loud.
Well, if you're still loving Fortnite and it ends up coming out, just play some John Wick for me and let me know how it is.
And if you guys could please help Epic get Nikki on board, they could finally be successful.
Dude, Keanu Reeves would have to come to the door with the balloons. Actually, probably not that drastic.
You know, Nikki, I can make some phone calls.
You can make that happen. I'll play the Fortnite. I'll play it all the time.
There's big money in Fortnite.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Okay, Nikki, here's what I want to know. If I told you that you're invited to a pump party.
A pump party? I don't want to answer that.
What do you think a pump party is? Oh, no. You know what? I said it wrong.
Okay,
I read it wrong.
hear the other way.
It's not a pump party. It's a plump party.
Okay, there's a big difference.
There is.
Now I think we can actually
fairness,
say
that
it.
letter changes things.
It does. A plump party?
Yeah.
Probably Botox.
Man, you just nailed it. Like right off the top.
How could you not think that would be Botox?
I thought it was
Plumping
like-
your lips and stuff?
I thought it was a place where you go to get fattened up.
No, I don't think
It's like we got
Before they
cake,
eat
we
you?
got cake and candy.
No.
Like, come on over. We're gonna have a plump party.
No, it seems like a Botox thing.
That's exactly what it is. But the idea is this. Nikki, Botox is expensive. You're paying a lot.
Well, I think some of that is when you go to like an official setting, like a doctor's office. But I think with the plump parties, that's where you're going to like your friend's house and she's having one of those parties where she gets points.
That's essentially it. But imagine that, a little more like illegally.
I don't know what they're filling you
They're
with.
not like official points, and you don't know what you're getting. But I'm reading about this. Blows my mind. Courtney Barnes. She's 35. She's known as Miss Miami. She has either just published or is about to publish a book about some of what she has been through as a
like plastic surgery wise.
Well, I mean, plump parties. I don't know that she's gone in for official plastic surgery.
We never get invited to any of the good parties, do we?
Real talk, right? Though I'll tell you what, when I showed up and you had a needle and I was there for the cupcakes, I would be really disappointed.
Really wrong.
And we're going to stick this in your lips.
The icing?
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll be right back. I left my plumper in the car.
Just even saying it is so bad.
So in this particular case, she was going to plump parties that were not Botox for your mouth, but for your...
The bottom ones?
Behind.
Yeah. They put like concrete in you.
It's wild. She has a 59-inch bottom. 59 inches.
All right.
That's
a lot. No judgment. I mean, whatever's whatever.
It's substantial. Well, I mean, to artificially achieve that.
Well, yeah, like what are they filling it with?
I don't know. But she now has, she's been diagnosed with body dysmorphia, meaning that...
she can't tell what her body looks like at this point.
Well, yeah, it's that thing where you feel like your body should look a certain way, or you can't you'd have to research it. I can't explain it very well, but...
well, it's why some people keep doing that to their body because they don't see what they're doing. They don't quite understand it. So to us, you're like, why are you injecting your bottom with all that stuff? And to them, they don't see anything wrong with that. That's what looks good to them.
Wow. So in order for her to get surgery to
fix
remove
it?
everything, about $20,000.
All right.
Yeah.
If only you would have spent the $20,000 the first time to do it. However, like if you wanted actual surgery the right way.
Well, the thing that she's saying now is that after all these plump parties, the material that she was using, it's starting to just like take on weird shapes.
Oh, gotcha.
Because, it's
moves and it's not. All
Yeah.
right. So how big is the bottom area?
59 inches.
Okay, so Jake just texted. So if anybody else wants to help with a reference, he's 6'2" and 300 pounds, and his chest is 54 inches. So bigger than that.
Is he bragging?
No, I just think.
Jake, is that...
Is that a humble brag?
Is that a
He just
humble brag?
wants you to know, like, in comparison with him.
He's just like, yo, man. So Jake is saying that when she was going to plump parties, he was going to a pump party.
He was working out, and he said, yes, that's what he's doing.
He's like, yo, man, gotta get a pump.
Thank you, Jake, for your text. We appreciate it.
Okay. Nikki, we need to come up with like an underground party scene. Everybody's having them. Why aren't we?
Yeah, but everybody then has problems afterwards. We're just not having that issue.
No. You and we don't get hooked on our own stash. We're like, come to the plump party.
Our own plump?
Yeah, we don't get hooked on the plump. We're going to stop on that one. Let's just go ahead. We're getting the wrap. We're getting the wrap, guys. We'll be back.
I would just be at the whole party laughing, going, you guys are doing this. What are you doing? I cannot be there. It's always at some airport hotel.
Yeah, well, you fly in across the border, then plump party. What?
Food fights, band interviews, Twitter fights. How else would you want to start your morning?
I feel traumatized, bruh. And now I'm tweeting about you, bruh. And now you're trending, bruh. And now your life is ruined, bruh. And now you're fired, bruh.
It's The Riot on Radio U.
I promised you the most important Twitter poll in the history of Twitter polls.
Was it one you did or something else?
No, nothing I've done is important, Nikki. You can be assured that it's not mine that people are talking about. But a lot of people are talking about this. Who is this guy? Connor Arpwell, at Arpwell on Twitter. He asked the question, do you wash your legs when you take a shower?
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's just some guy. As of last night, he had over 820,000 answers on his poll.
What was the predominant answer then?
Keeps growing. Well, as of right now, it's about 80% wash and 20% don't
wash their legs.
Yeah, that's where they're at. So apparently he's going to be, was this mentioned on, I don't know, whatever. But I just wanted to know, Nikki, for you,
Well, I guess a lot of times you
Where you
feel
at on
like
that?
when you wash the rest of your body, it just all goes down your legs
rinses?
anyways.
Yeah.
Rinses. So I think I'm kind of half and half. I don't think I wash my legs every time I shower, but I'm washing everything else, so I feel like it is. I don't ever get out of the shower going, boy, I missed my legs. Like, I don't feel like that.
So the answer to that is really no.
Well, no, but I do sometimes, but I don't know.
Like,
it's like half and half.
What do you, like, when you say sometimes, like, what do you think? Like,
well, I think half and half.
50% of the time?
Yeah, I think so. So I don't know what I would answer with this Twitter poll. Because again, I guess I always thought most people, it just washes on down and there your legs are clean.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I can see that. For me, I think I'm in the same boat you are. I already know I don't wash my legs every time I take a shower.
Yeah.
Because I'll say this, my morning shower at the gym, I don't wash anything.
Well, like it also say what time of the year is it. If it's summer and you're wearing shorts, then yes,
there's definitely more washing.
But in the winter, if it's colder and you're wearing pants all day, no, then you're probably not.
Yeah, like my morning shower at the gym is more of a rinse off than anything, and that's usually followed by an evening shower where you get the
more time,
the crevice tool out, you're cleaning everything, making sure everything's taken care of.
So I feel like if there was a yes or a no on this, it'd be a maybe. Like we need to be that third option.
Somewhere in there. So 80% yes, 20% no. I am with you though. I feel like, unless I've been outside mowing the lawn or there's actual dirt there, it seems to me that, the soap is making its way down.
Yeah, it's all fine.
It's probably okay.
So far we've been okay. We've been fine.
That also means I'm not washing my feet.
Yes, but they're
Not
just
really.
standing there underneath all the soap and water anyways.
Yeah.
We're just not scrubbing.
Yeah, not scrubbing.
But they're definitely getting clean.
So they're getting a soak.
Yes.
But not a scrub.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry,
And you're okay with that?
I guess I am fine with that.
I'd kind of like to hear what everybody else has to say. Come on, text us 877-2-RADIO-U. Do you wash your legs or do you not wash your legs in the shower?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, if you're washing your legs outside of the shower, I don't even know what you're doing.
Well, you're overachieving.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So we were asking the question. There's a Twitter poll that, it's caused a Twitter storm.
Actually, that's not much.
Yeah, but
It doesn't take much to have a Twitter storm.
But everyone was asking, do you shave or do you shave? Do you wash your legs in the shower?
Yeah.
And the answer to that is complicated, apparently. Want to say hi to, I don't know who says, full body scrub shower happens once a week. The rest of the week is hair, beard, and where skin touches skin.
Sounds like you got a schedule. You got a routine.
That really is. I just wonder, how do you decide what gets what day is the deep cleaning?
Well, it's like,
is it scheduled?
Yeah.
Is it a Friday night? Is it a Saturday morning?
Well, you learn that you got leg day and you got your workout days. So you just have your certain days that you do the deep scrub.
Yeah. Julia says, wash everything. Just because water touches your skin doesn't make it clean.
Actually, Julia, to us, it does. I think you're pretty close to being clean.
I'm just I don't know.
Water is a powerful thing.
It is.
Powerful.
It is. Annie, I sometimes shave my legs outside of the shower, and I feel like that's washing them.
I think it's doing something.
Nikki, they say that women should shave their faces.
Yeah, actually, because what is it that I had?
It's that thing where it removes the top
it
layer. It exfoliates.
Yeah, which is why a lot of times guys can look a lot younger.
They say that by shaving your face, you're constantly exfoliating your skin. Well, you're exfoliating your legs, and that's like a deep clean.
Yes, all the time.
That's cleaner than my legs have ever been.
Sure.
Let's see. Stacy says, I do wash my legs in the shower because I don't like the feeling of any possible residue left from my razor's moisturizing strip.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sharon says, wash legs every time, but not feet. My husband thinks you should wash your feet every time because the water hitting your feet is dirty and therefore not cleaning them.
Well, I think, Sharon, though, eventually in your shower, you've got that last water that just washes it all away. So, I don't know. It's not all dirty water. Don't you just sit under the water anyways for a few minutes at the end of your shower?
For days.
Yeah, and so that's all clean water. Everything's clean.
It's a danger.
It is. It's a problem.
It's a danger for sure.
Well, thank you for texting Sharon and everybody else.
Mm-hmm. So 8772 Radio U, if you want to get in on this very important do you wash your legs discussion. Hey.
You're just lucky we do anything at all.
I never even thought about it. It's never even occurred to me, do I wash my legs and do other people wash theirs?
What else are we missing?
Another question might be, do you wash other people's legs in the shower? That's a weird one.
Let's not do that one.
Sure, the Riot could start eating healthy, or they could continue living happy, enjoyable lives. The Riot on Radio U.
Yesterday, I had a friend, I'm not going to name any names, Nikki, who went to IKEA. What else did you get at IKEA?
How about some plants?
Real ones?
Yeah, some real ones.
They sell real ones?
They do.
It's not just all fake ones?
No, they have both.
Are they Swedish plants?
They are like little cactus, a couple of just cute little ones, just some things.
Here's some things. How many carts, or did you have a flatbed?
No, I was just one cart. I didn't buy too many.
That's not too bad. Okay. But yesterday, while she was at IKEA, I had Nikki buy me a French press. Awesome. I haven't used it yet.
It's very popular because it's only like $10.
$10.
Right when you walk into the, not the showroom area, but like the bottom level. When you walk in, they have their more popular items and it's right there.
Yeah. Well, $10. I haven't used it yet, but my plan is after the show today, I'm going to wash it out, get it good and clean, wash its legs, and then I'm going to French press myself some coffee.
Yeah.
The thing I love about it is, one, it's big. It's probably a 4-cup French press, which is great. And then it also, well, it was cheap, but...
You mean reasonably priced? It's not, it doesn't make a note on its quality, though. It's actually quite nice.
Yeah. No, it seems very nice. One of the things that was interesting to me about it, though, is that, it comes with instructions.
Yeah.
And so I went ahead and pulled the instructions out and began reading them. And they say to get water that is near boiling, that's either just about to boil or has just started boiling, and to use that for your coffee. And they say to mix your coffee in and then let it sit for 30 to 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And then aren't you supposed to push the thing down?
Push the thing down. That's where I've got my real question.
You set the timer.
Well, okay, but I didn't think 30 to 60 seconds was long enough for a French press. I have been doing my French press at home for 3 minutes, and I assume that the longer the coffee is in the water like that, the
stronger it is.
That it's stronger.
Maybe this particular press, you don't have to do that long.
Well, no, because it's the same. Like I have a French press at home; it's the same. Ooh, here we go. This says 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Stir vigorously using an up and down motion. Steep for 4 minutes, and then that's what you do. But I think everybody's different. They're probably just giving people a ballpark to at least do that.
Okay, so you may find that. Oh, wait. Oh, how did I close that? It says here, you may find that different roasts of coffee do better with slightly longer or shorter steeping times.
Sure. And maybe that's the Swedish way of steeping the coffee in the French press.
Olivia says mine says 15 minutes. 15 minutes?
Oh, yours does?
Who has 15 minutes?
Oh, you might as well just go someplace else. You're making your own. Let's see. Sarah texted in and said, hey, make cold brew in your cold press for tomorrow. And then it's low acid and so much more caffeine. He does make cold brew a lot, but you don't necessarily just make cold brew for using in that.
She says to Google Stumptown cold brew in French press. It's low acid and so much more caffeine. You're my friend.
Seth, thank you for texting. He said he can confirm that the IKEA French press is great.
Okay.
For $10, of course it is.
No, well, okay, that's the part that kills me is that for Christmas I got an R2-D2 French press.
Of course you did.
I think it was about $40, right?
Well, you're paying for the R2-D2 part of it.
That's exactly what I was looking at. I was like, okay, so all of the parts to R2-D2 cost maybe $10 and $30 for the license.
Pretty much.
Unbelievable. I mean, as much as I do love my R2 French press, I feel like this IKEA French press will be essentially
just the same. Well, if you don't mind and it's not weird, I've never made French press, but maybe when you're making it after the show this morning, let me push down on the thing. I want to make it. It's not weird. It's not weird unless we make it weird, but I just thought that would be the fun part that I would like to try.
I will tell you that what you're going to find about the French press is this, is that if you do not have a grind of coffee that is specific to the French press, pressing down on it can be hard.
Sure.
Because what you really want is larger grinds so the water moves through it easily. And with a standard grind that you would get like at a grocery store, you'll find a lot of resistance in pressing down on it.
Well, Ben just texted, the AeroPress. He switched from drip to French press, and then this is a modern marvel.
I have heard that the AeroPress is glorious.
Let us just stick with the IKEA $10 one, though.
Well, I'm going to start with that.
There, and eventually you'll move past it one day.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I realize that it's perfectly normal and it makes sense, but it gets a little weird when somebody tells you they know where you're shopping based on your Instagram photos.
No, he just totally noticed.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Seth noticed that Nikki was IKEA because he recognized the plants that she took pictures of.
I went shopping there yesterday, got some stuff. And yeah, IKEA stuff has a style, like a certain style to it, so you can tell.
They call it Schindlerförder.
Some sort of Swedish name.
I'm sure that's true. Now, did you stop for some food while you were at IKEA?
I was going to, but then I didn't feel like, I went shopping first, and that was the problem. I should have ate first. Just because of the way the store is situated. So then I went shopping first and then checked out, and then you have to walk out your stuff to the car. So then I was like, we might as well just go eat somewhere else because I'm at the car. We did.
Okay. Because I'm reading here about IKEA. They are out there talking again about their meatless meatballs.
They are known for their Swedish meatballs, which are delicious.
They are very good. I can't eat too many of them. They get too rich.
It's not an everyday food. It's got a gravy to it.
Yeah.
But they have the Swedish meatballs. They have the vegan meatballs. They've got the salmon meatballs I thought they were trying. I don't know if they're everywhere, but they've got different variations of the very popular Swedish meatball.
Right. Well, they're thinking meatless now. Which, this is a real shift for IKEA because, what was it, like 2 years ago, they had horse meat meatballs.
That was in Europe, and it was traces of it, yes.
And so now they're like, you know what, let's go meatless.
Well, they already had the vegan ones before. They still have those.
Okay, well, but this, though, is the vegan ones, they're fake and you know it. This one, they're like, no, this is going to be, think Impossible Burger.
Oh, because, the vegan meatballs that they do have, yes, it's obvious it's not meat. It's more like a vegetable-style meatball. So you're saying this is going to be an imitation meat.
Right. So they're working on imitation meat, and they say could be in stores as soon as next year. And once they roll them out, it'll be at all IKEAs.
Sure.
So come in, get your weird furniture you have to assemble, eat some non-meat meat.
Some imitation meat. Be made from some of that, the filling of some of the furniture as well. Like the MDF or whatever is that.
Oh, my gosh.
That filling of the sawdust and everything.
The good news, we've gotten all the horse meat out of the meatballs.
Everything's fine.
The bad news, the meatballs and the furniture are made of the same thing.
Well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming soon, they said?
Yeah, they say next year, probably. They're going to start running their public testing next year. Could be everywhere by the end of next year or the beginning of 2021.
Part of the Swedish meatball thing that's so good, though, is the gravy that goes with it. So they'll have to come up with a different alternative unless
Is that a meat gravy?
I always thought it
right?
Would.
Like, isn't that where the gravy comes from? It's
maybe
from meat?
Not, though. Sometimes you're surprised what's in something.
Yeah.
But they'll have to come up with something else because the vegan ones that they have, the more vegetable style, it has its own special sauce too.
No, I don't want any. I just want the dead cow in the dead cow sauce.
It's not just dead cows in there.
Well, they like to mix it up a little bit.
It varies with the meat.
Yeah. Did it have hooves? All right, we'll eat it.
The Riot sees gas station hot dogs as part of a balanced breakfast.
Is that bad? Well, not good.
It's The Riot on RadioU.
It is Mental Health Month. If you look around, there's a lot of stuff. One of the things that I've been diagnosed with depression, and I try to talk about it publicly here on the show. It's not like, whatever. I just try to, because the thing I want people to know is that a lot of people deal with it more than you think. And especially you think, you hear me on the radio, you're like, he's so happy and he's always having fun. And it's like, that's really not my life. And I've even had people say to me, how can you sound so cheerful and be so whatever and be depressed? I actually think one of the things that you learn in struggling with depression is, one, how to hide it, and two, how to fight it. And one of the ways I fight it is with laughter. I laugh at everything. And I guess it's a coping mechanism, but I don't mind that. That's fine. I like laughing at things because there's a lot of things in life that are worth laughing at, really. But I want to talk about it because I know there are people within the sound of my voice that need help. One of the things that I was thinking about yesterday is depression a lot of times holds hands with anxiety. And I was trying to explain to somebody what that's like, because I think if you don't struggle with mental health issues, it's really hard to get it. And I get that. Mm-hmm. I understand why it would be hard to understand. And one of the things that I struggle with as someone who has mental health issues is I've seen people make jokes about it for years. And so I even look at myself and make jokes about myself and feel pathetic. I'm like, the
stigma with it?
Yeah, the stigma and the help that people have made fun of needing. I actually need that help, and it sucks. But I feel like I finally have this metaphor for it. Like, depression and anxiety is kind of like a normal person rides a horse every day. You ride a horse, and like that horse is your brain, and it fights you sometimes. And, you know, there are days when it doesn't want to go, but most days it goes in the direction you point it. But having depression and anxiety is like getting up and riding Eeyore every day. Eeyore's like, doesn't matter anyway. And then all of the sudden, Eeyore turns into this crazy bucking bull that you're riding. And it's going every direction at once. And you're desperate to get off. And then suddenly, before you know it, you're like, doesn't matter
back
anyway.
To Eeyore.
And it's like back and forth. And you could have days where you make that swap 100 times and you don't even choose to do it. And so you're trying to find ways to cope, the skill set, how to deal with all of these things. And I'm saying all of this to let you know, one, if you don't know what it's like, I feel like that metaphor is working for me today. Like, that makes a lot of sense to me today. And two, if you find yourself like that, don't be afraid to reach out and get some help. I've gotten help a few different ways. The first and foremost thing that I've done is in my relationship with God, being very honest with God. And through prayer, I felt like God really led me to counseling, which is something I've done. And then also, like, I do some medication. But I just want you to know that you're not alone, that you can reach out, you can get help. And I know there is a stigma, and sometimes there are times when I feel pathetic and stupid. I'm like, I cannot believe that I need to have this conversation, or I cannot believe that I need to do this. But you know what? Push all that nonsense aside and get the help you need. Like, if I can do it, you can do it.
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
You're in the parking lot and you want a parking space. And then somebody like pulls in front of you and takes the parking space.
It's the worst. But what are you going to do?
You know, it's not, to me, when that happens, it's not about them taking the parking space. It's about them disrespecting me as a person.
Yes, they disrespected you.
They knew it was mine.
They did it anyway.
Took it from me. Okay? They have no respect for me, and they know what they did. Don't act like you don't know what you did,
now,
because
I know
you know
might
what you did.
Say to yourself, like, oh, maybe they didn't see you, but you know they probably did, and they just wanted the space anyways.
Mm-hmm. So, in those moments, I find myself very tempted to just sit there and wait for them to get out of the car and make them make eye contact with me.
No, because that's awkward, especially like if you do find a spot near them and then you're walking in together and you had like a fit.
What if we just agreed to acknowledge it? Just be like, hey, how's it going? And you smile real big and just be like, I just want you to know that I know.
No, because if you're smiling, that's starting something. That is absolutely starting something.
You think smiling is instigating?
It is instigating all the way. Absolutely. You're supposed to ignore it.
No, they instigated. It's on them.
No, but then if you smile, then that's instigating it back at them.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I do like to smile and wave when somebody like cuts me off, or I'm like.
And you know what? That makes them mad.
Good, because I want them to experience what I experienced.
Yes, but you just have to let it go.
You have to let it go. Well, Nikki, I think you should sit down and talk to Kenji Abe. He's 40 years old.
Yeah. The sumo guy.
He's a pro wrestler in Japan.
Well, maybe then, is he not a sumo
I
guy?
don't believe he is a sumo wrestler, but I suppose it's possible.
I guess I thought it said, but okay, so he's at least a wrestler.
So he found himself at a grocery store in which there was an altercation regarding a parking space. Mm-hmm. And he did what we've all wanted to do.
He went that next step past smiling.
He did.
Did he body slam him?
He grabbed the man's neck, body slammed him, and then pinned him to the ground.
So now he's in trouble, obviously, because you're not allowed to do that. And he's a much stronger individual.
Let me tell you what right now. No jury's going to convict him.
Why?
No, because
you're not allowed to do that.
You know what? But he deserved it. All right? He knew it was coming. Like, finally, a man has stood up for all of us. Mm-hmm. And he's a parking lot vigilante. And I'll admit that his methods are extreme. But there's a lot of theft that happens in those parking lots. There's a lot of people that take things that don't belong to them. And I'm talking about parking spaces. They're flouting the rules of society.
And he took care of it.
And we need a powerful, strong wrestler to come in and let them know, hey, I can't get the space back, but I know what you did.
Yeah, I can't see Japan letting that happen, though. It's a very polite society. And
that's why
they're not into that.
See what happens? Like
here you might be able to.
It's been so polite that it was finally too much, and he finally, did something about it. And again, I don't condone it, and yet there's something about me that I look up to him.
Well,
just a little
to him,
bit.
he is in trouble, and I think it does involve, especially around like his sport that he's with.
What, you don't think they're going to let him back in?
He was a professional, and sometimes when you're a professional, you're called to a higher standard of how we respond to things, and they're not happy with it.
Well, that's some bull honky.
Is it now?
That's some hogwash.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think he had it coming, and I think Abe was there to give it to him.
Even if the person has it coming, doesn't mean you can body slam him in the parking garage.
See, I feel like
was at a grocery store.
I feel like that man stealing that spot was an invitation saying, could someone body slam me, please? I'm a huge jerk.
We searched for something positive to say about the riot and finally came up with one word. Consistent. Consistently terrible, but still consistent. RadioU.
So, Nikki, did you go to the gym yesterday?
I did.
Did you go before the show?
I did go before the show.
How's that going?
Good. I mean, I've been busy the last couple of weeks, so here comes the excuses. Hang on, everybody. Hang on. I've had a lot of stuff the last 2 weeks, but now that that's over with,
you're back in.
I can go back to being back in. Absolutely. And I still think, even though my schedule's changed a bit to where I can work out later in the day, like go to the gym that way, I still think I might prefer going before the show and just getting it done with.
I do like that. The only thing is,
we don't like it, but I think that's what we need to do.
Better.
Yeah.
The only thing about it that's not great is I know that I could probably stand to work out a little longer than I do, but there's only so much time.
Better that than nothing.
That's what I'm thinking. 5 days of better than nothing is maybe as good as 2 or 3 days that are long. I don't know. I really don't know. Yesterday though, I didn't come in. I didn't work out before the show. I went for a run in the afternoon, and I'll just tell you, running in the morning is way better. Seriously. You know why? Because you're not awake enough to hate it. But then in the afternoon, like you're awake, you're with it, you know what's going on.
Your mind can't stop talking and telling you how much you hate doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm not going to tell you that working out in the morning doesn't lead to its own special kind of hatred.
It's miserable, but at least your miserable stuff's done with.
But don't you feel like, okay, the beginning of it's miserable, but once you start
it's all pretty miserable.
Oh, really? Okay, because
I
always hit a point where something shifts and I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it's that the long drive, the getting in there, the moment before the switch happens. It doesn't always happen, but most days it happens.
This is why what you should do is you go to sleep in your workout clothes. And then that way you just get up and you literally roll on into your car and roll on over.
Do you really do that?
No. I actually get a shower before I go work out because if I...
Oh, really? See, I don't.
If I don't get a shower before I do anything, then I will not be doing anything.
Because
I must.
No shower for me before, just after. But the thing I definitely do is... if I don't have you have to have everything ready, like everything. So my workout clothes are piled up. My gym bag is already packed and might even be in my car. Like the coffee thing is pretty much ready to go, because I'll tell you right now, if you interject any point at which I have to make a choice or work through options,
Then you're not going to go work out.
it's not good. You have to completely remove that from the equation because otherwise you're done.
It's kind of hard to with working out and stuff that they say you're supposed to. You're supposed to get a little something to work out, a little something every day, right? Mm-hmm. It's so hard to have to get all your somethings in. Everything they say you're supposed to do every day to be a good person, it's just hard.
Yeah. Well, because, the thing is like I have to get up. I'm getting up at 3, and then I do like 30 to 40 minutes of oil pulling.
This is where he is not telling the truth. He does not get up at 3. He's not oil pulling.
No, you start with the oil pulling, and then you brush your teeth with charcoal.
I wish I had time to oil pull, but I can't make it that long because it's gross. It's hard.
Nikki, you just oil pull while you're doing something else.
They always say that, and then I'm trying not to throw up or like swallow the oil pull, and it's bad. So I don't know how people do that, but I'm not into it. I'd like to, but I just can't.
You know what, Nikki? You just need to develop some discipline, okay?
Apparently, I'm just not good enough at all that stuff.
You know what I like to do? I like to oil pull while I just driving around a parking lot in my car.
Maybe I should oil pull while I go in to work out.
There you go. You just do it in the car, and then you can spit a bunch of oil into the parking lot with all your toxins.
With all the other people working out.
Come on.
Oh, there's so much that you're supposed to be doing.
Sure. Sounds great. You know what? This is great, and I'm excited. You guys, we got more exciting how to get up even earlier tips. Coming soon.
And then to be tired and mad about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by the time you make it to whatever you're going to, you're dead.
Starting your day with the worst of the riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's The Riot on Radio U.
There's a hole in my heart, and there's a hole in Nikki's heart, and there's a hole in your heart. And
what do we need to fill it with?
The Biggest Loser.
From the TV show?
Yeah. I'm watching the reruns online.
You're not.
I
don't think you even watch the show.
I go upstairs and I get my T-shirt and just put it on, and then I grab
have that
some
scale in the middle of the room that you just hop on in memory.
At the end of the show, like I weigh myself at the beginning of the show, and then I weigh myself at the end to see if I'm winning. It's so much fun.
So that used to be on NBC, and then I just remember there being some controversy towards the end, and then it just didn't air again.
What kind of controversy?
How were people losing weight during the show? How were they treated? And then they all gained the weight, after the show.
Everybody gains a ton of the weight back after the show, which is weird because, you would think they'd be able to maintain a lifestyle of working out 8 hours a day.
You can't. And so then when you'd go home, you'd really realize it.
Mm-hmm. So they're bringing it back, Nikki. It's coming to the USA Network. Everybody likes USA because it's got
USA.
USA. USA.
I don't think it's for that reason. But
I didn't even think about that.
4th of July coming up, guys.
Man, it's the most American network. Bunch of people losing weight, working out like crazy, putting it back on. Now that's America.
That sounds American.
That is America. It's not coming back till next year.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a 10-episode season. It'll feature a new team of experts aiding contestants in not only losing weight, but trying to improve their overall well-being. So it's going to be, think holistic, Nikki.
Gotcha.
And that's great because there's a hole in our heart that needs filled by The Biggest Loser.
So this is how this is fixed.
It's perfect.
I used to watch a little bit, and then that was it.
Okay. I never watched them.
You ever at all? Never seen one episode? It's a formula, so once you watch one.
No.
It's just how they ran it.
I don't think so. I saw part of something, and I actually did one of there for a while. I was looking for some workout videos I could do at home, and from the library, I got one of their workout things that was actually
pretty good.
It was all right. Yeah. I was just looking for something that I could do that was not lifting weights or running, and I did that a few times. Then I took it back to the library and never thought about The Biggest Loser again.
Until now, because it's coming back to the USA Network next year.
Oh, my gosh. I am so excited, guys.
Good news. I didn't know we were having such good news today for everybody.
Man, it's going to be hard to top this.
The Riot.
All right, pace yourself because you're going to have to do this all day for very little money.
Radio U.
Looks like we got a lot of things to catch up on in the text messages here, Nikki. Josh wants us to watch Legion on FX.
Is that still a show? Or
It is. Their last season, he says, starts on June 24th. He says, please consider watching it all. Season 2 is better than 1. It's my favorite. Love y'all. Have a great day.
Thank you for texting.
Did you watch Legion on FX?
I have not.
I did. I watched the first half of the first season and really liked it. I don't know why I stopped, but I liked it. The first episode, you don't see surrealism in the superhero genre, and I thought that first episode was just fascinating. Just felt like
Is it a superhero show?
It is. It's based on a Marvel Comics character.
Because with the name Legion, it feels more just like a space show.
It's not for everybody. I'll just say that. Tim says that he promises not to ask about the Cat Warriors.
Okay, Tim, thank you for not doing that. He was also just saying hi.
Nikki, did you...
No further updates on that.
No?
No
Okay.
updates yet.
Not yet. I'm sure we have plenty of time. You know, life is long, and there's only 1 million Cat Warrior books, so
Fine. Did you see Joel's text?
He says, good morning. There's something I can't stop thinking about.
Now, wait. Let's all think. What is Joel focused on?
What do you guys think?
Okay, world current events.
No. In the new Godzilla movie,
Godzilla. Okay.
Millie Bobby Brown is in it. Do you think they only have her in it to sell more tickets, or is she using her mind powers to battle the monsters? And isn't Godzilla alone enough to sell high ticket sales?
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's not like a Marvel Godzilla.
It's not. I think putting Millie in there is a great choice for a lot of reasons. One of which she's been she's done really well in Stranger Things. I don't believe she's been in a movie yet, which means she was cheap. And
though I think that's a bit of a typecast for her. She's going to have to branch out soon.
I agree. But if you watch any of the Japanese Godzilla movies, there is a girl in some of the 90s movies that she has a telepathic link with Godzilla.
So the character was there anyways.
So that's a character we've seen in Japanese Godzilla movies, and I think that's the character she's playing. I mean, it's not technically the character, but I think that's the idea of what they're doing with her. And I think it's an interesting thing because what is one of the issues you have with Godzilla? He can't communicate. He doesn't talk.
He's like a lot of people nowadays.
Yeah, isn't he?
Okay.
Right? Okay.
We're not
He's out
talking.
there. He's throwing fits. He's doing whatever. So what you need is a human proxy that can emote for Godzilla because Godzilla is really good at emoting anger. He communicates anger really well.
Remember when he hits the buildings?
But, some of the more subtle emotions he doesn't bring out as well. But if all of a sudden we've got a telepathic link with a human, she can go.
And it's a young girl.
He's scared right now.
Okay. She can talk for him.
He's whatever.
So I don't necessarily know, did they pick her because she's so popular with Stranger Things? I don't think she has that pull yet. But she just works for that character.
I think it's a little combo. Mm-hmm. And I actually think she's a good performer.
Sure.
So she
has that roll down.
She does. And okay, it's not really branching out for her, but still, I think she's somebody that we'll probably see for many years in many different movies.
So I'm definitely interested for Godzilla. King of the Monsters is on the 31st. So thank you for your question.
One other thing I got to get out there, and remember, you can text to 8772 RadioU. When you listen to Nikki and I, listen closely for sarcasm. Now, I understand it can be...
talk about yesterday?
Yeah, I understand that it can be hard to hear sometimes. I get that. I understand. But yesterday, we got so many texts from so many people
He's quite worried.
that were really excited to help Nikki find a new wrestling show that she could watch. And I just want you guys to know, when Nikki and I were talking about her looking for a new wrestling show, that's not real.
He was being sarcastic the entire time. I thought that was more obvious because
I thought so too.
How you walked into it, it was pretty obvious the setup, sort of thing. But you guys were so sweet and so excited to tell me about wrestling alternatives.
Wrestling shows, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't actually looking for that. He was just putting it off from a story.
Yeah, but you guys keep texting. And
anytime you want.
We appreciate you.
It was really cute.
Wish the worst of the riot would never end?
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
What is wrong with you? Get our daily podcast through iTunes, Google Play, or the RadioU app.
It's funny how behavior in yourself, how it's like, it's perfectly acceptable. It seems even normal. And the kind of thing that, hey, everybody wants to do this, right? We're all doing it. I mean, we're all out there buying Star Trek replica toys, right?
No.
I mean, like, everybody does it. In fact, there's probably going to be a big rush on it, so I want to get to the store early to make sure I get mine.
Star Trek replica toys?
Yeah, and I have some. Let's be clear, I have a phaser and a tricorder.
How do you have those?
Well, you bought me the phaser, and Nikki,
that little,
she bought me the wall hanger.
I'm enabling you.
I know. And it's like, oh, yeah, like, everybody wants one of these. They're so cool. And I just want to be clear that for you, it may not be like, boy, that Star Trek stuff's really dumb. But you're like, everybody wants this NFL jersey.
Well, you think that what you're into and what you like, you want to put your money into it, and you think everybody else must want to, too.
Because I want you to know, when I see people walking around in an expensive NFL jersey, I think that's just as dumb as someone walking around in a Star Trek replica uniform. They're both something you don't do. They're both uniforms.
And you're both wearing them.
And you're both wearing them to root for your team. Like, whether you're rooting for Team Enterprise or Team Seahawks, it seems pretty much the same to me. But you know what? There's a group of people that I look down on. And I know we're not supposed to do that. And Nikki, what I'm trying to do is right now you're hearing me grow. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to grow. Because I feel like as nerdy as Star Trek and Star Wars and Star this and Battlestar, like as all that can be, there's nothing to me that like you are really at the bottom of the barrel.
What's the bottom then?
What do you think it is?
What's the Stargate?
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
That's it.
Oh, gosh. How do I know that?
We've talked about it.
It seems like you always had an attitude about that. What makes that one so bad?
I don't know. But when people talk about Stargate, I'm just like, oh, boy.
The Fargate.
Right. It's like, I thought those Star Trek people were bad, like you guys.
So Stargate was an old TV show and then movies?
No, it was a movie.
It was an old movie.
That was multiple TV shows.
Okay.
And I don't know. Now they have like a thing.
Well, what's the news? Because I feel like there's news about it.
It's not news. Because, it kind of is. All right. There's this group of Stargate fans that have, over the last 10 years, have built a replica Stargate.
Yeah.
And they just made a YouTube video to show everybody like how it's done.
Dude, that's no different between the people that also made like the Enterprise.
Okay.
The thing the captain sits in.
Yeah.
That's the bridge. The bridge, yeah.
Yep. And you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what I'm trying to do is...
And they make their YouTube videos too.
I know. I am trying to grow and learn
and not judge them.
And understand that that Stargate replica is to me what my Star Trek replicas are to the Seahawks fan.
Sure.
But that Seahawks fan jersey is to me what the Stargate replica is to me. I'm getting lost here.
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say is we're all fans.
So we should all be kind and careful.
So we should cut each other a little bit of slack, okay? And if you want to get together with your buddies in the backyard and spin the wheel and step through the Stargate onto the other side of the backyard.
You can now watch videos of that.
I should be more supportive and understanding. I really should.
All right, well, if you like Stargate, that's on YouTube.
Am I guilty of changing the batteries in my toy phaser to make sure it sounds accurate? No, the batteries are dead.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
The Riot with Nikki.
Shut up.
Oh, don't tell me to shut up!
The Riot on RadioU.
Now, yesterday, I'm not going to say who. You know, I've said that a lot today. Let's just say that one of the people in the room told a story about a dog that didn't go well.
Well, yeah, that was you on your side.
It was me. But I'm going to make up for it today, which will just be me breaking even, by the way. And I've got a nice dog story for all you dog lovers.
To make up from yesterday. Let's hear it.
Okay, it's a kind of nice dog story. All right.
Well, make sure it is. Is it?
No dogs die.
Okay.
Okay, so let's imagine that your dog runs away from home. Sad story.
Yes.
But then you find out that he ran away from home and he went to the Happy Tails Pet Hotel.
I saw the video.
Which is where you normally board him.
They said that was it like a couple of miles away, and he had to cross a very busy street. But he basically ran away from his house, and then he went to his doggy daycare place.
Yeah, okay.
And he got in. I mean, they were open, so he just went on in.
And I mean, they were happy to see him because they immediately began charging the family
the second he walked in the door.
The hourly rate.
No, actually more because they're excited because now they can have the press for this. So like, hey, your dog wants to come to doggy care.
I love the fact that when he ran away,
He wanted to see his friends.
This was his friend's house.
Yes.
Like when you say to your parents, like, that's it, I'm leaving. Where are you going to go? Wherever. Fine, go. He had a place to go.
My dog goes to doggy day camp some days, and he loves it. Like, he knows when he's going, and he's super excited. So, yeah, I bet he enjoyed it. That's a very nice doggy story.
It was a mile away, and the dog knew how to get there.
Aren't they
That's
smart?
another part that blows my mind. I mean, maybe they walk him there, but in my mind, he's going in a car ride for that to happen, and bro made it all the way to doggy daycare.
The doggy camp place shared the video footage so you can watch. He just is in there playing with everybody, and I think they had to contact the owners then.
Yeah, it's amazing. But to just think like, hey, even dogs feel like running away.
I bet he was bored. He wanted to go do something that day, and he couldn't go.
Hey, you know what? Here's the last part about this that bothers me is, if I just walked out the door at RadioU and ran out to see my friends.
No one's making a story about it.
That's not some cute video. That's you know what? We're going to have to write it up and put it in your file.
What do you want? You're not a dog. You're not going to camp. I mean, they're having to pay for that.
I know, but this is just like that thing I saw the other day where one of my friends, like she has kids, she posts this picture of her son in bed asleep at 8:30 in the morning, and I was like, she's like, it's so cute. He slept all the way till 8:30. And I'm just like, man, what the heck? He's 5 years old. Get a job.
If you slept till 8:30, you can't make a posting about that.
Nobody's posting that. Like, it's so cute how Obadiah sleeps in. It's so cute how Obadiah runs away from work and goes and plays with his friends. It's a double standard. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's hard that you're not able to meet those standards. They're not the same for you.
Double standard. KB, die
you
rich.
Go to the Happy DJ K9 Day Center. Is that for all the runaway DJs?
Show me where it is.
Because he's going.
I want to go.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
I have this baby Skeletor on my shirt. Why can't it tell me what it needs?